Huntingburg's got three listed on that, so too.
Yeah, they got 3 on one bid and just 1 on the other. Sternberg's and Washington are both like that, 3 on one and 1 on the other.
Yeah, Jones
Jones have no trade on all.
check that. I mean, it's a little accepted.
Not sure. Probably didn't want to give them anything.
Okay, we're live. Okay. We'll now call order the meeting of the Huntingburg Office Board of Public Works. Thank you. Pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Father God, be with this group today as we make decisions for the city, and maybe we put aside our own little personal beliefs that we have, and make sure that all the decisions we make here are for the benefit of the citizens of Huntingburg. For these things we ask in your son's name. Amen. If you all had a chance to review the minutes, do we hear a motion or have any comments or motion approved?
I'll make a motion to approve. A second.
We have first and a second. All those favor say aye. Any opposed? All right, motion carries. Approval of the claims that you have before you. Do we have any discussion, or we have a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion to approve claims.
First
I'll second.
and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, motion carries. Thank you. I have nothing new to hear today, just a kind of quick announcement. We'll head out here probably, hopefully pretty soon. Jason and I headed to Pike County. I think with the governor, we'll find out how much street money we're going to get this round. So it's an exciting morning. Not everybody's been invited. So I assume that we're getting money if we're invited. So we'll make that announcement later today to everybody of what funds are going to be available for the community crossing. So we rush out of here. That's why. Thank you. First up, Street Superintendent Jason Stom.
Morning. Any questions on anything with the report? Kenese Construction did finish up the paving on 17th Street this week. So that project is wrapped up now. We did finish tying the sidewalk on the west end of 17th into the sidewalk on Chestnut. We're also in the process of trying to get some right-of-way acquisition on the east end of that. I'm working with our engineering firm, Cash Wagner. Once they get the legal description written up, I'll get it to Phil so that we can get the proper documents signed by those landowners down there. I have spoken to the one, he's all for it, so we're not gonna get any kickback down there. We'll be fine there. There is a little section in there that's owned by the church. You have to help me which church it is, the one that's right behind venue 1408.
Yeah.
They own a little, about a 40-foot section that comes out to the road there for some reason. So I'll have to get with them and get them to sign off on it too, but so that's just kind of an update on what we're doing there with the sidewalk. Other than that, if there's no questions, I do have a couple of things real quickly here. The mayor and I and Tom did our RFQ scoring for the SS4A grant that we had or have. We had to go out to advertise that and ask for people to submit. We did have 2 submittals for that. HWC submitted and Cash Wagner also submitted. We had 5 criterias that we scored them on. Basically, when we got done, Cash Wagner had the highest score. So that is who we are going to move forward with for the SS4A grant. They will help us in writing and developing the plan of what we want to do for that.
Purpose of the grant is that bicycles, pedestrians and traffic can all share the same area and be able to safely move up and down.
That's what the SS4A stands for. It's Safe Streets for All. That's what the SS4A is all about. We did receive a grant from the federal government for that. And that's what we're in. The grant was for helping us develop the plan of what we want to do.
It'll include high accident intersections also, so.
So, and then the last thing that I have is, I had a request that the city, take over phase 4 in Hunter's Crossing the street. If you remember right, a few months ago when we did phase 3, we did not do phase 4 because they had a substantial amount of homes to build. I did, like I said, receive a request for us to take that section 4 over. I drove it the other day, don't see any issues with anything that was going on out there. The best I could tell, it looks like there's about 4 or 5 lots out there yet to be built on. So I don't foresee that being an issue with the streets. So my recommendation to you guys would be that the city accept that into our street inventory. Any questions on that? I don't know if that's
So we'll need a motion to accept it. We need a description. What's the description of the street?
section 4
Section 4
of Hunter's
of
Crossing.
Hunter's Crossing. That's the street. It's basically on the southwest corner of Hunter's Crossing, if you're familiar with that area. It's actually been paved for quite some time.
Yeah,
So
it,
we
it
would,
was paved the same time section 3 was paved. We just didn't accept it because they had homes to build, but I didn't feel comfortable doing it at that time, but I do now.
the dumpsters are off the street now, I guess.
Is
So
there a street name we can put in?
It's like Hunter's Crossing Pass, I think, and then it's like an intersection there. I'd have
Abbey
to,
Lane and North.
Is it
North
what?
Crossing. Abbey Lane.
Abbey Lane
comes
comes, wiggles around there and ties into Hunter's Crossing. Yeah.
Is that the extreme southwest? Back in
Yes.
there, very,
It's
very
right
back.
down by the bridge, or, you know, where the overpass is there.
Okay,
It's that
okay.
area down in there.
So is it Abbey Lane or are there two
Yes.
streets?
It's,
Abbey Lane is part of it. too.
it's part of Abbey
Part
Lane
are in.
and part of Hunter's Crossing Pass where it's part of those two, and then where they meet, it's the cul-de-sac that's there at the end of it.
If there's a lot, Paul, how many lots back here yet, Bill, do you know?
4, I think there's 4 that are left, I think.
After the ones that you got on here today, I looked at that, I think there's 4
Yeah, it
permits.
should be 4 left
After these?
that.
Okay, do we want it while there's still a lot of construction going on back here?
I don't feel like there's an issue because I watched from when
The other ones?
and they
Okay.
didn't hurt it, so I don't foresee anything happening now
Okay.
either.
Okay,
The big concern I had was the dumpster sitting on the road in the summertime. Because of
Right.
the asphalt
That's one.
and I checked all of it and it all looked fine.
Okay.
So I don't foresee it there being an issue with, you know, the other 4 that are left.
I'll make the motion to accept it.
I'll second.
all right, we have a first and second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carries.
Any other questions or items for me?
Nope. We have Jeremy Merkel from the wastewater department today, place of Brad Coomer. I'll also have a change order following that from Aaron with Commonwealth.
Morning.
Morning.
Morning, Jeremy.
You got any questions on the report? Aaron has the update on the Division A part of it. And that's about all I have.
All right, thank you, Jeremy.
Thanks.
So we have one change order from Commonwealth regarding, and this is something that we have reviewed, Brad and I have reviewed, and the other engineers, and it seems acceptable in my opinion, but
Morning, my name is Aaron, I'm with engineers. So yeah, change order one for the Division A, which is the wastewater side. It was on the far north side of the plant where the new electrical service is gonna be the automatic transfer switch generator. And there's some temporary service there because there's an existing service that's in conflict with where the new SBR is gonna go. There were some revisions made to that pad for accessibility to all those panels, as well as the new feed that was coming into the plant. There was what to call a tap box that needed to get added to that as well, which made that pad a little bit larger. And that's what this change order one includes. In addition to that, there was a discrepancy in the contract days. So the original contract days was 480 consecutive calendar days. Being an addendum, which is an amendment to the bidding process during the bidding process, that was actually changed to 600 days. In the contract that Reynolds signed, it currently showed as 480. So this change order, sorry, also modifies that to reflect the actual construction date as well. So that is a zero cost as part of this change order.
So it should have been 600. It should have been 480.
It should not have been for correct.
Okay.
There's just a clerical error in the contract, basically.
Okay.
So it's clerical, it's not actually making the contract longer. The contract was actually 600 days as part of the bidding process.
Yeah, the intent was always to give the 600 days, and we did that to attract more contractors or better qualified contractors.
Contractors are cheaper as well. You make stuff too short, then you end up paying a boatload of overtime, and then you also like Mayor said, limit contractors looking at it as well from a personnel standpoint.
On that pad, what was the reasoning again why this wasn't seen in the original design plan?
Yeah, so the tap box that was added was originally going to be below grade and it got ran to be above grade, and that was due to help with flooding. So that area is all protected by a berm, right? But the berm is not a DNR regulated or Army Corps regulated levee. So in order just to keep that or safe from floodwaters, it was actually elevated as part of the or after the project was made, just from a safety standpoint.
You go out the side, you'll see that the tap now is well elevated above any flood area. Before it was being protected by that berm, and
we didn't know
we're not
that.
going to require that berm. So
Well, we didn't know that about the berm in the first place, but
yeah,
we should have.
Yeah. So and then so all of these panels for so for RD projects, everything has to be at or above the 500-year flood or 3 feet above the 100-year flood. So this pad's actually elevated around like 5 to 6 feet in the air to get it out of that floodway as well. So that's reflected as well. But that's not included in the change order, just giving you guys an idea of kind of how that pad is constructed. I think the pad's 40 by, I don't have it in front of me anymore. I've left it back there. It's 40 by 40.
and it's really not a new. It's more of an extension to an existing pad that
Correct.
was in the plan. So it's taking a pad that was already there above that floodplain, and saying at the same point, getting access to the switch and making it closer from a maintenance standpoint. Also down the road of adding kind of a L or a section to that pad to put everything all on one pad, whereas originally those things were separated, I believe. So so it was always seen in the plan that we needed that, but the idea was to add to the pad and put everything on there on the same pad versus having it in different places too around the area. So it becomes a better area for our own crew to be able to get in there and do it. So,
We need a motion for that.
yeah, we need a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Just, one thing, I will say that there have been some engineering done in such a way that we have seen hopefully some cost savings through value engineering with Reynolds' suggestion of cutting costs. We did have 10% contingency, was about 4 million. This will take 20,000 on that those millions, but hopefully we'll never hit that full contingency in this project. It does appear that we're running into issues that make costs substantially hit that. But at the same time, we've saved a lot more than the 20,000. So you don't see those as deducts. They're just not gonna be billed is how it's gonna happen, so. We've saved more than 20. All right, thank you. Police Chief Brad Kramer. He's always here to spend money. Let's see what he's got for us today.
Not this year, next year, this time. Any questions on the report? On the report. Just a couple of things real quick. We did apply for and receive a grant for bullet and stab resistant vest for K9 Romeo. It's all paid for, provided to us. We just have to do a couple social media posts to kind of help them and their program. We'll probably get that here in about I would say about 8 weeks or so. And then you'll see another social media post with Romeo wearing it. That saves us about $1,800 just for that vest. So. And then we're gonna use that same program to apply for a med kit for him. I don't know what all comes with that, but it's a complete med kit specifically for canines, but we can't order that or apply for it until we get the vest. So once we get that, then we'll apply for that med kit as well. Just an update on our new hire. He did complete the pre-basic course. And then on November 14th, he'll be attending a interview / meeting with one of the majors up there at the academy to go through the process of being a lateral and getting his actual Indiana certification. So he is currently working as he's able to for completing that pre-basic course, but his certificate won't technically come until he completes the lateral program. So, any questions on any of that? Nope. The last thing I got for
That's
you.
Donald, right?
Yeah, Donald Mack. Also known as DJ or Florida guy. He's got several nicknames for us. But last thing I've got for you is asking for permission to order a new vehicle for next year. This, from what we're told, this is the last year for the Dodge Durangos. I don't know what next year will bring for us. I know they're coming out with a different model, but as for this year, we're sticking with the Durango. Attached, I think you guys can see the quotes there. The one dealership would not give me trade-in value. Yeah,
That's what I was gonna ask.
and I don't know why,
Okay,
but they said they wouldn't do anything until the time of order. Because of the fluctuation in the market, I guess. Not sure how all that works. So they were higher than anybody else anyway, so didn't really worry about that. But the lowest price was Washington Chrysler. And then if you look at that new updated quote, there's 3 vehicles on there. It's 2 2014 Explorers. One comes from the planning and zoning department that Paul has graciously allowed me to use to trade in. And then also the 03 Impala or 04 Chevy Impala. And that one is worth about scrap.
So you're looking at the 3 vehicle trade, then not the other ones on there, right? We're looking at other quotes on there that just have 1 vehicle trade.
That's what you have on there?
Yeah, we got 5 quotes, on here.
Okay,
Your intent is to do the 3
Yeah.
vehicle, okay.
yeah.
Paul, what's the code enforcement gonna drive around then?
Beg your pardon?
What is the code enforcement gonna drive around then?
I use my own vehicle just because with my brace, it's easier. I'm familiar with the brake and gas pedal. Don, and Don, he sees things when he's out and about and he's riding in his vehicle or in the chief's vehicle, so.
Yeah, the fire truck, yeah.
But the low bid with Washington was come in at 36,703 and 25 cents. And that's with the 3 vehicle trade.
Any other questions regarding that? Anybody want to make a motion to accept low bid here with the 3 trade-ins?
I'll make the motion.
Okay, we have a second.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
I,
Any opposed? Thank you. Motion carries. Thank you.
And just so you guys are aware, I'll order it, but it won't come in until next year, so. Not like it's coming out today. So, that's all I got.
Thank you,
Any
Chief.
questions?
thanks, Brad.
All right.
Fire Chief, Don Hahn. Questions on the.
Much hose are you gonna have to buy, Donnie?
Do we have to buy?
Yeah, do you have to buy any hose or you all good shape or?
I mean. Next year I'm looking at, upgrading, we don't have very much 1.5 inch. And a lot of our trucks have 1 3/4 inch, which doesn't sound like much, but it actually makes a huge difference on. How hard we run our pumps and, the friction loss that's there as well. So we're probably gonna do a small project there, but nothing major, no.
So the testing didn't make you
No.
have to get anything?
No, I
Okay,
mean,
good.
a lot of the hose that didn't pass is we have sufficient
Good,
backup, so
okay.
we're in good shape.
Good deal.
I'm not looking to do anything right now. On that, but it is, we have a good start. Next year it shouldn't take quite as long. This year we had to do a lot of new things, for that hose testing. That we haven't done in the past. I do have, the very last one there, we interviewed, we had 3 applicants, we have 3 openings, and all 3 of these applicants are good young men. And I would ask that the board recommend to the council that they be added to the roster. I have, Christian Calderon, who is currently finishing, he has 1 more semester. He's going to VU, and he's going into maintenance. So it's a good trait to have, problem solving. And Santiago Nunez he works at OFS. And Justin Martin, he was a correction officer in Branchville. He's in between jobs, but all 3 of these. Justin comes with certifications. He's already a certified firefighter, so I can put him on and get him going, learning the way we do things versus where he came from. The other 2 would need training, but they're pretty, I feel they're pretty grounded in the community. Santiago was on the Herbst Fest and I believe the Latino Fest committees.
I
So
know, I
he's
know
very
him. He's a very good individual.
Yeah, very
Yes.
good young man. But they're all very interested. We told them all filled them in on the requirements and they feel that they can meet those requirements. So I recommend that we pass that on to the city council and put them on the roster.
This will keep you still at your 30.
Yes, yeah, no, I'm not asking
Capacity.
for extra
Yeah.
spots. This is just to fill the spots that we have.
I will make the motion to recommend them to the council.
We have a second. All right, we got a first, second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Thank you to also those 3 individuals.
I have one thing that's not on the report. Mayor and I have had many conversations about, one of the things that, the department has a deficiency in is our SCBA's. Our SCBA's have some age to them and they're expensive. And they're only gonna get more expensive as time goes on. There's a 7% increase for December to January. So, but we've been talking, it doesn't come out of my budget. It's a TIF fund, but the liability afterwards of maintaining these and keeping these up would be on the fire department and the fire department budget. But I'm asking just for permission to keep researching and recommend and going forward of trying to secure that for next year's purchase.
Yeah, there were changes in the state statutes with TIF that allowed us to utilize TIF funds for public safety, police, fire. Right now, the TIF that we're looking at is the northeast of the style line TIF that, only other place that that money can be spent is the streets and the areas
that area.
that touch that area or that in within that area. There hasn't been a demand, I guess, for those funds right now. The RDC then voted, this past month, right, to adopted,
To approve the
approved.
spending plan for 2025.
Yeah, so each year now with state statutes, you also have to have an investment plan, annual investment plan of where those funds go. And we did keep 400,000 in there for streets, just in case there's a street there that would have to be, if there's further development that would have to be upgraded, kind of hold that there. They put 300,000, police 300,000 for radios and personal protection equipment, really, for the fire and police for next year. And that's where that money would come from. Just to be understood that that also was a contingent item within the budget of each of these departments for next year. And it was contingent upon finding funding that we would purchase those. So it didn't fall under the regular property tax budget that you normally see. So it's
Just,
we got a lot of money in that.
just so it's in there, I don't know if these guys know, but I know those things are $10,000 a pop about, aren't they? Yeah.
By the time you add the
Yeah.
bottle and everything.
Yeah,
So,
they're very expensive.
And there's a requirement to have so many on a truck, and so our trucks, we're looking at 32. So it gets expensive, but the current platform that we're on, kind of it's called a 2216 bottle, which is how many PSI is in that bottle. That platform is there, the market is going away from that, so all of our and most of our neighbors are already at the 4500, the next platform, or they're going to. I know, like St. Henry, they're not there, but they're going to the 4500. So to be able to work seamlessly with our neighbors, St. Anthony, Ferdinand, Jasper, Ireland, we would need to be on that as well.
One of those department members could not go in and save one of our department members with those because they're not compatible
with certain connections, like the
connections,
budget
yeah.
breed and stuff like that. Yeah.
So these will be purchased through the redevelopment commission. You'll bid, advertise for bids and receive bids.
Yeah, well,
Commission.
There's a state contract on.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
you told me that this morning.
There's a company that has a state contract, so.
Bidding isn't required.
So he'll be pulling quotes, but also there's a filler that you have to have a filler that will compressor that will fill those bottles, and he'll be seeking quotes through that. And that isn't what he's asking for is to permission from you to start that process. Not to purchase them at this point, but just start the process.
Because the department's going to end up owning it. The city's going to end up owning this equipment. We'll have to maintain it.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's why you're being asked, because down the road there will be maintenance. There is maintenance presently that will go away. Because you're saddled with that liability of the maintenance of what we purchased. That's why we need your
So
approval.
that's the high pressure bottle, right?
Yes.
That you're going, you're on low pressure system right now, okay.
Pretty much double.
Motion made.
All right, we got a first, here's a second.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. All right, thank you.
everybody's got my reports. Grass has slowed down. Cleaning up the remnants of that. Building permits have slowed down a little bit as well. I think I counted 4 lots in Hunter's Crossing this morning remaining to go. And just point of clarification, the section 4 street names are a small portion of Abbey Lane, and then North Hunter's Crossing Circle is that north-south street that runs from the overpass due north. Any questions?
Thank you, Paul. Safety Director Andrea Brown. Morning.
questions. I know a lot of time was spent on, basically the whole month was spent on open enrollment, so.
Short and important.
Yeah, short report, so open enrollment and then went to AIM as well and got some good resources for. Some free safety courses through the state and things, and then also a resource for grants that we can use. For certain things to apply for. Training and different equipment and stuff. So.
You had a new hire this month, so. Kenley,
Yes.
Kenley,
Kenley.
Galhausen, who will do, community development and outreach, director. She's been very active, with our websites and social media and made a lot of improvements already, so we're happy to have Kenley. She's traveling with Jason and I over today to get some pictures when we receive our funds, so. Thank you.
Questions?
No.
Okay, thank you.
And part of that too, I think we announced earlier, but from an insurance standpoint, we're gonna stay flat with, probably this coming year, so. Great news, great news. So we have, Phil Schneider,
I have nothing.
Clerk Treasurer Tom Dipple.
Nope.
Anybody else have any other items, any citizens items? All right, I need a motion to adjourn.
So made.
And first
Second.
and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Same sign. Thank you so much. I now call this meeting adjourned of the Huntingburg City Board of Public Works. Thank you.
Well, we get a lot of money.
It did. But it's actually have a pretty different application.
Hey, Jason.
I had a.
Talking about the sinkhole.